an amazing time
All right.
and a targeted program that was received through Redden. Once again, we say thank you for all you do.
Much sure then I can save the seat at the end. Well, you really need to sit on the end because you're getting up. Oh yeah, there's plenty of space. Are you sure?
I know.
Yeah, there were more stuff and I'll sit. I'll save one. We'll save one.
In honor of the Boys and Girls Club of Greater St. Louis, we would like to say thank you to you, our staff, partners, donors, and friends. Because of you, we are able to provide a safe and fun-filled summer, offering our members a happy time in such a difficult season. Members have participated in amazing high-yield learning activities and targeted programs that was received through regular attendance. Once again, we say thank you for all you do daily.
It's on. This is going to, let me switch it down.
Club and now Teen Center of Excellence for 6 years. And this fall, I will be an 8th grader at Cross Keys Middle School. I am happy to serve as the MC for tonight's festivities. We are proud to recognize our dedicated board volunteers, supporters, and staff for their achievements and contributions to the club. To give recognition starting this evening, please welcome Boys and Girls Club of Greater St. Louis President Dr. Fowler to present the National Award of Merit to some special friends.
Well, good evening, everyone. Good evening. I don't know what it feels like to be at the Academy Awards. Girls Club, the very thing was an annual recognition event. I know that more people with desire to be here, but because of our increase or the surge in COVID, some opted to stay away. We certainly appreciate that. But we also appreciate each of you being here this evening and those who were able to join us on the streaming platform. My job is to present the National Award of Merit to individuals, organizations outside of the Boys and Girls Club movement. And I would like to do that with the names called. If you can come forward and receive your award. The National Award of Merit is presented to individuals and organizations outside of the Boys and Girls Club movement who have provided. She's an extremely important helper in helping to pull things together for us. With our efforts.
There we go.
Assist with our efforts to and we will make sure that Joe receives that award. Randy Knott is also a huge supporter of the club. Many of you may have seen. Unfortunately, he has another event tonight. He is a big supporter of the Boys and Girls Clubs, and we will present his award to him at the Great Futures Gala in October. PGA Reach, if you're representing them, is Allie Webb. PGA Reach has been an avid supporter of the club, of bringing the game of golf and the business of golf to our organizations, helping young people learn how to play. Everything from how to hold a club to how you set down a golf ball to the etiquette that it takes to play the game, but also what it means to be a committed player. The other big piece of it, well, I'm not giving you too much information, but we have a wonderful Best Buy Teen Center, Technology Center at the Herbert Hoover Club, and the PGA Reach Foundation has played a significant role in helping to make that possible. Their funding allows us to bring in the staff that are necessary to run that facility. So we're very grateful for their support. And stay tuned for our next project. Many of you know that over the last couple of years, we've been working diligently to have the Carter Carburetor building demolished. We are planning a golf activity center to go there, and we are doing that in partnership with PGA Reach. So, Allie? Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it. The interview garden. Difficult for us to do our work without a strong partnership with local school districts, and this is one of the best. Dr. Scott Spurgeon has never failed to respond to in what's happening at his schools in order to help students improve their performance. We do operate there and have for a number of years. In fact, he opened his arms and welcomed the students from another school district to come and be served in his schools. Several years ago, we worked in partnership with him to build a playground. So it's that type of effort, that type of want, that type of understanding of what people need that has helped us to build a strong and meaningful relationship with them. So Dr. Spurgeon, if you will come and receive the award on behalf of the Riverview Gardens School District. Oh, sure. Absolutely. Oh. Was I supposed to get one with Allie? Yes. Very honored. Appreciate you. Dr. Spurgeon. Tom is here or not, but the Kuhn Foundation, many of you may know them because of their the family is involved in a number of things, including road building and things of that sort, but the foundation helps support activities at the club. Recently, we underwent a renovation of our football field, and thanks to Tom, his foundation, his relationships, that project became a reality. They are regular givers, supporters financially to the club, and this past year, in the light of COVID and some of the challenges that we were faced with, he walked in and just handed us a check. And so it's that kind of passion for young people and understanding the needs that we have at the club that has prompted us to provide this recognition for the Kuhn Foundation. So if you would give them a round of applause. The Dowd Bennett Law Firm. I don't think there's a gala that has gone by without at least one representative from the firm being in attendance. Our good friend Ed Dowd has been a longtime supporter of the club and has used his influence, shall we say, to encourage their firm to support the club in some very, very meaningful ways. He can always be called on for support, and we really do appreciate the relationship that we have with them. So on behalf of the Dowd Bennett organization, this is Ed Dowd.
Really appreciate it. Have a good man. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay.
Shantae's gonna kill me for holding this paper up in front of myself. And the next two I'm going to call up as a duo, if I can. Is Annette Valiant here? Are you here? And Deborah Wilkins-Reese. So if you've ever attended any of our events, whether it's Table for Four, whether it's casino night with the young people, whether it's the Shop Until You Drop, Sip and Shop event that we do with our Women's Leadership Circle, these two ladies are always there volunteering their time and their services to make sure those events go well. They assist with registration, they man the auction tables, they encourage people to support us and pass out information, all in an effort to make sure that our mission continues to go forth. And I've been noticing them for years, and they're pretty quiet, but they're pretty demanding too. So, in a good way, right? But you know, with friends like this, it's easy to see why the club is so successful. So we appreciate their support, and we're happy to provide them with this recognition.
Thank you, Dr. Fowler. Congratulations to this year's National Award of Merit recipients. Please welcome Mrs. Christian Williams, Human Resource Specialist, to present the Service to Youth Award to members of the professional team.
Good evening. I'm Christian Williams. I'm an HR specialist here at the Boys and Girls Club of Greater St. Louis. And this is literally my favorite event. I love to be able to recognize our staff for all of their hard work. And 2020 and 2021 have definitely brought it out of everyone at this time. So we're really grateful for all of our staff and their dedication and everything that they do. Our first recipient is Sharon Harkness. Sharon is being recognized for 5 years of service. Sharon has been a dependable part of the Hazelwood Elementary School Club team. Her skills as a paraprofessional with SLPS made her an asset who is full of knowledge and willing to help. Her work with Smart Girls and financial literacy helped to deliver effective programming to our members. If you ask her manager about her, he will tell you that she is reliable and dependable. Thank you so much, Sharon, for your service. Please join me in recognizing Lee Haynes for 5 years of service. Lee specializes in a good time. She puts her personality into every event that we have. She has worked hard to build our affinity groups to what they are today, and her contributions to the development team are countless. Congratulations, Lee, on 5 years of service. Our next staff we're honoring is Nicole Johnson. Nicole Johnson has been here for 5 years. Known for her eagle eye for spotting talent, Nicole joined the movement as a temp and soon earned a permanent position as a recruiter in the Human Resources Department. We want to thank Nicole for her 5 years of dedicated service. Our next honoree is Patrick Mckinney, and he is celebrating 5 years of service. Patrick started off at Herbert Hoover as a tutor. The club saw his potential, somebody might use the word poached, and sent him out to Riverview Gardens as a site coordinator. Patrick is one of the club's best leaders. Several of his staff have gone on to management positions under his leadership. He gives his staff stretch opportunities to learn and grow while still meeting the goals of the 21st Century Grant. Thank you and congratulations to Patrick. Being honored for 5 years of service is Stephanie Prichard. Stephanie is one of the warmest personalities in the organization. She is willing to do what needs to be done to make sure we are providing the best service possible to our members. She is a trusted member of our team we can rely on to share her wealth of knowledge with the rest of BGCSTL. We are grateful to have you on the team, Stephanie. Congratulations for 5 years of service. Everything's gonna fall off the podium. John Redden is being honored for 5 years of service to Matthews Dickey. John has been a valued member of the Matthew Dickey Club team, specializing in youth sports, particularly basketball. He is a team player and always displays a willingness to help others. Thank you, John, and congratulations on 5 years of service. Also being honored for 5 years of service at Matthews Dickey Club is Parise Sanders. Parise has a great attitude and is willing to help out the team. Her ability to relate and connect to members makes her a valued part of the Matthew Dickey Club. Thank you so much and congratulations for 5 years of service, Parise. Next, help me celebrate Antonia Wilford, or Nia, for 5 years of service. Nia works at our O'Fallon Park Club as a membership data specialist. And being a membership data specialist is not always easy, but Antonia does it with a smile. She is a trusted member of the data team who can be relied upon to provide assistance to our parents and other data professionals. Thank you, Nia, and help me congratulate her for 5 years of service. Next, we have Byron Witherspoon, who is also celebrating 5 years of service. Byron takes on the challenge of working at the teen center with our cooperative, quiet, and well-behaved teenagers. When you walk in the door, Byron can also be found with a bright smile working on the green team. His consistency and dedication to all of our members who call him coach makes him a valued member to HHC and BGCSTL. Thank you, Byron, so much for your service and dedication to youth. Celebrating 10 years of service is Aubrey Betts. Aubrey is a fixture at HHC. No matter how many times the technology suite has moved, Aubrey has moved with it. He remains willing to assist staff with their tech questions as complex as needing equipment and as simple as an Excel formula. Flexible and willing are some of Aubrey's greatest qualities. BGCSTL appreciates you and congratulates you for 10 plus years of service. Rayna Sullivan is being recognized for 10 years of service at Matthew Dickey Club. Rayna is a dedicated and creative person who enjoys working with members in a variety of capacities. Rayna is a data specialist who greets members with a smile. Help me congratulate Rayna for 10 years of service. Next, we recognize Dila Jones for 10 years of service. Dila has done it all at the club. She is a talented youth development professional who also pulls out the turntables when needed. She has held multiple positions at multiple locations, and she is currently the membership recruiter for BGCSTL. But this summer, she willingly spent time supporting the Matthew Dickey Club in their summer camp efforts. Dila is a true asset to BGCSTL. Thank you, Dila, and congratulations. Tonight, we want to also recognize, we're getting into the heavy hitter section too, okay? So tonight, we want to recognize Ty Howard for 20 years of service to the Matthew Dickey Club. Ty has a great heart for the mission of youth development in our region and has always been willing to help wherever needed. Today, she spends her time working on the resource development team, contributing to the ongoing success of the ever-growing enterprise. Congratulations, Ty, on 20 years of service.
Let me hold.
You got it?
Thank you. Oh, no, support it now. Okay. All right. Mm-hmm. So let me congratulate and thank Nazarene Shadman Atkins, also celebrating 20 years of dedicated service to the Matthew Dickey Club. Nazarene's focus over the past 2 decades has been on the accounting function of the club. She assimilated quickly into the finance department of BGCSTL and has been working on accounts payable and receivables. She loves our members and is always willing to help. Congratulations, Nazarene. Thanks, Bjorn. You should have been doing it. Next, we want to honor Mr. Reggie Jones. Reggie Jones is celebrating 25 years of service to the Boys and Girls Club of Greater St. Louis. Reggie is a walking billboard for the club, literally. If you see a sharp-dressed man with his name and the logo on his shirt, that's Reggie. He's been a beacon at HHC for the last 25 years. While we may not see it, Reggie regularly reaches out to members who may need him more as a man and as a mentor. Reggie clearly understands that our open doors literally save lives, and he works to get them in the building. Reggie's desire to serve is evident in his commitment to public service. Reggie has been the mayor of Dalewood since 2013. I was like, his energy and colored shirts greet you at the door. It's hard to imagine HHC without him. Help me celebrate Reggie for 25 years of service. Dr. Flint Fowler is being recognized for 25 years of service. Flint has been the president of BGCSTL since 1996. His work in our region has gained him several awards, including Distinguished Alumni, College of Arts and Sciences at Washington University, St. Louis Children's Hospital Advocacy Award, Ernest A. Callaway Jr. Distinguished Service Award presented by St. Louis University Black Alumni Association, and the District Award of Merit, Greater St. Louis Boy Scout Council. He is also a recipient of the Coro Community Service Award and the Jerry and Bob Virgil Ethic of Service Award. The Missouri Athletic Club presented him with the Jack Buck Award, and the St. Louis American newspaper recognized Flint as its non-for-profit executive of the year. Along with his dedication and service locally to our communities, Flint has served on several regional and national planning committees with the Boys and Girls Club of America, including the Training and Professional Development Committee as a Career Assistance Network coach, the Commission of the Second Century, and the National Commission on Impact. He has been recognized by the Midwest region of Boys and Girls Club of America with the Horizon Award and the Herman Prescott Award and the Heart and Soul Award. Flint has also been recognized among all leaders across the Boys and Girls Club of America movement. In 2019, Flint received the Thomas G. Garth a Character and Courage Award from Boys and Girls Club of America. The award is the highest honor that a Boys and Girls Club professional can receive. And last year in 2020, he received the Masters and Mentors Award from BGCA. The Master honors exceptional professionals who dedicate their lives to clubs, have been integral to the success of the Boys and Girls Club movement, and have shown a commitment to professional growth and excellence. This is Flint to a T. Under Flint's leadership, BGCSTL has gone from one club to the largest organization serving youth in the greater St. Louis area. And although he has achieved so much professionally, it has never stopped him from rolling up his sleeves and pitching in with programs or having a meaningful conversation with a club member. The staff appreciate him as a dynamic leader who embodies our core values, especially fun, always ready with a smile and a laugh, and sometimes even a tune. Navigating the challenges of the last couple of years would have been impossible without his steadfast commitment, calming influence, and deep passion for the mission of the club. Please help me in congratulating Flint Fowler for 25 years of service.
So while she's still up here, first of all, I didn't see that. Otherwise, I would have taken out 2/3 of it. But I'd also like to acknowledge Christian. She's celebrating 5 years of service to the Boys and Girls Club of St. Louis. Pattonville High School. She joined the club, got very active in all the activities, was responsible for our step team at a very early age, and probably her biggest contribution is she was my daughter's summer camp counselor, so, and she turned out all right. Christian's also a member of the Alumni Hall of Honor and works very hard to ensure that our staff has access to the things that they need to have a successful, productive relationship at the club. So congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Fowler, and congratulations to the members of the board, club staff, Nancy Wolfe, and our other honorees for recognitions well deserved. Each one of you makes the Boys and Girls Club a very special place for young people like me. And on behalf of all of them, please accept my heartfelt thanks. Now,
I think I made a mistake. There are a couple of awards that we need to present. There's also the Service to Youth Award for our board members. Several of them are here tonight. I think John Farmer is not here. Oh, John's here? Oh, hey, John. John's been a member of the board for 5 years. He came to us through our relationship with Mentor St. Louis, where he served as the board chair, has been an active member of those activities, actually serves as a mentor and got his law firm that he worked for back then heavily involved. He currently works to help us secure support from Charter, which is his current employee. He and his wife, Jill, have opened their home to help support the club by encouraging their friends to be financial supporters. So, John Farmer. My apologies. Dave has been a board member for 5 years, served on the executive committee, and has been a staunch supporter of the Boys and Girls Club as well. William Bill White. Bill is celebrating 5 years. He and his wife served as co-chairs of the Great Futures Gala. He's an executive with Commerce Bank, and that bank in particular has been extremely supportive of the club, and we thank Bill for helping secure those gifts that we have over the number of years. We had asked Commerce to help identify someone that we can add to our board members, to our list of directors, board members, our directors. And they recommended Bill. So we're glad to have him and appreciate the contributions that he makes to the organization. Joan Silver's not here tonight, but she is celebrating 30 years of service to the Boys and Girls Club. She has been on the board for that length of time, if you can believe it, has supported us in a number of ways, including serving as board chair and chair of the program committee. She is one of our life trustees, so please give Joan a hand. Also celebrating 30 years of service is my good buddy, Robert Bob Fullstone. So Bob. Bob once held the distinction of recruiting more members to the board of directors than any other director. And in fact, no fewer than 2 of those board members ended up becoming board chair. So it speaks to his ability to identify talent when he sees it. Bob served as president of the Missouri Alliance and has been an active member of the Missouri Area Council. The Missouri Alliance is our arm to the state that allows us to generate revenue for the club. And I think you're serving 10 or 12 years on that board. And 2 years ago, Bob was inducted into the Missouri Boys and Girls Club Hall of Fame. So we're very proud of him. He's also a life trustee, and I think what I like best about him is he's helped me pick out better wines. So I appreciate it. Okay, I'll try to get through this one before the lights go out again. The Richard H. Amberg Award is presented to a board member whose leadership and commitment has produced a profound impact on the club's ability to achieve its mission. Mr. Amberg is the former publisher of the Globe Democrat, for those who are old enough to remember that newspaper, and founder of the Herbert Hoover Boys Club, now the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater St. Louis. Unfortunately, he passed away before our doors opened. This year, it is an honor to recognize a remarkable leader and ardent supporter of the club, Nancy Wolfe. Nancy joined the board of directors in 2014 and immediately began to have an impact. She has served as chair of the board development committee, a member of the organizational planning committee, and the executive committee, where she is a vice chair. She even dipped her toes into the resource development work, a role she claims is not in her sweet spot, but nevertheless went to work. She and her husband, Jim, she probably sent him too, opened their home to host a variety of events, including fundraisers, and she volunteered to make calls to donor prospects and past supporters, even though she claimed she didn't like that kind of work. This year, she and Jim are co-chairing the Great Futures Gala, which is our largest fundraiser. Nancy has piloted or co-piloted several successful appeals to her employer, Monsanto, now Bayer, making it her business to keep the partnership strong. Thanks to her efforts, a $1 million gift was secured from them to help bring the Teen Center of Excellence to fruition. She also supports the golf tournament. She encouraged Jim to serve on the planning committee a few years ago, Table for Four, and other women leadership circle initiatives. Nancy helped to author the board-approved succession plan. I'm not sure what that meant, Nancy, but Nancy is what I consider to be a not-for-profit executive's dream. She is always willing to help make things happen, particularly when kids are involved. On behalf of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater St. Louis, I am proud to present the Richard H. Amberg Award to Nancy Wolfe. Well, he said it when he got it.
Okay. First of all, Flynn, I'm very humbled and honored by this award. And you and your staff, you are the real heroes for these clubs. So as Flynn said, I was introduced to the club 2014, and I just love the mission. I love the people, and it has been an honor to serve. I'm very fortunate. I have generous employers and generous friends, a supportive husband and family. So just thank you. Thank you for everything that you do, and thank you for the recognition. I really appreciate it. It's humbling, just so honored, and again, very appreciative of everything that the clubs do for the youth in this region. So thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Fowler, and congratulations to the members of the board, club staff, Nancy Wolfe, and our other honorees for recognitions. Well deserved. Each one of you make the Boys and Girls Club a very special place for young people like me. And on behalf of all of them, please accept my heartfelt thanks. Now, welcome Club Alum, former staff member of 2018 Alumni? Okay. Alumni Hall of Honor Etiquette. Dr. Gerald Johnson to the podium to present this year's 2021 Hall of Honor class of inductees.
Can we give her a round of applause? Like it takes a ton of courage to be a young person and to get up here and do this. This can be intimidating for an adult. So proud of you. Proud of you. All right, so I want my situation to be a little different than Christian. She made me nervous, so I'm gonna use this iPad. Let's see if we have a little better luck. And then if the lights go out, there's a light on the iPad, right? All right. First, I just want to say that it's a tremendous privilege to be part of this ceremony today. As I shared with Dr. Fowler when he invited me to participate, I will always show up for this club because this club never wavered to show up for my 11 siblings and I. During that same conversation with Dr. Fowler, I also reflected with him about how many important first times the club afforded me. I got my first bike, I went to a movie theater for the first time, attended my first professional sports game, learned to swim, discovered a love for art and music, received my first Christmas gift, traveled outside the state of Missouri, all of these things for the first time because of this incredibly special place. But finally, I'll also add that once I joined the club, it was the first time also that I could ever envision a future version of myself that wasn't limited by the poverty, socioeconomic hardship, and even homelessness that confronted my family. And because of that, because the club inspired me to believe that I was more than poverty and hardship, I also became the first in my family to complete college and earn a PhD. This place has fundamentally transformed not only the trajectory of my life, but my family's as well. That's the magic of this place, and I'll always, always show up for the club. All right, so for flow, I will announce the honoree's name and then ask that they come forward. Once they join me here, I'll then share a little bit about their bio, give them an opportunity to share a few remarks, and then we'll keep that rhythm with all of our honorees. Does that sound good, my friends? All right, first is the Honorable Brandon Bosley. So one thing is for sure, Brandon was destined to be a member of the Herbert Hoover Club from birth. It was a family tradition. But like all the kids served by the club, he had to forge his own path. With the love and guidance of his family and the support of staff, Brandon discovered he could be a difference maker. Perhaps it was his achievements on the football field, interacting with peers during summer day camp, or while having fun in the swimming pool. In all of these instances, he made the most of his Boys and Girls Club experience, and it is paying dividends for the community, particularly the 3rd Ward, where he serves as alderman. For his commitment to service and his drive to improve the lives of others, the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater St. Louis is proud to induct Brandon Bosley into the Alumni Hall of Honor.
Thank you. I don't know if we can hold both at the same time. I appreciate you all. Number one, I'm very humbled and honored to be here. I started at Herbert Hoover Boys and Girls Club when I was 7 years old. I moved into my neighborhood when I was 17 years old. The first day I lived in my neighborhood, I saw somebody get murdered right across the street from my house. When you go through these communities and you think about all the traumatic experience that you have, and we ask ourselves, what are these children going to grow up to become based on what it is that they see in their inner communities? It's places like the Herbert Hoover Boys and Girls Club who gives us that fighting chance mentally, that gives us a space that's a safe haven. There is no way that I could be the person that I am without the teachings of Flint Fowler, Reggie Jones. I was what you call a knucklehead. I always stayed in Reggie Jones's office, if you knew where it was, right there by the basketball court. I don't know what I did to get in there, but I was always there. And Reggie was always like a father figure. My father was in my house, but not being with your father every day when you go into a Herbert Hoover Boys and Girls Club and you're among all these other children and you're trying to learn through the experiences that you learn outside of that club, is people like Reggie Jones, Flint Fowler, who show you the way to handle your differences with the people in your community, who show you the way to handle the anger that's within inside of you when you have things going on that you don't know how to express. This club is not just a club. This is a home. This is a village. We ask for a community. This is what community looks like. Herbert Hoover Boys and Girls Club. There are plenty of instances where I can go back in my mind and think in times where this club has helped me in my everyday work that I deal with out in my community. For instance, a lot of the children that I grew up with are individuals that I work with every single day with issues and problems within my community. Trash, shootings, homicides, trying to make sure that the kids get on the bus, trying to make sure the children get rid of their issues and problems at a very, very low scale before they escalate. These places are places that are a haven for our children in our community. This building has been here since I've been a child. I've never, ever had a bad experience here at the Herbert Hoover Boys and Girls Club. I used to get picked on a lot. I was the darkest person in Herbert Hoover from what they would say. I didn't like my skin color. Reggie helped change that. Every day that I would get picked on, I'd find myself here or there wanting to pick on somebody or fight somebody. He'd talk to me. He'd say, "Boz, now what's up with that? Let me call your mama. We'll have some conversation." And I'd figure out what it is that's deep down inside of me, making me want to go off on other people for what it is that they've done to me. These men and women have dedicated their lives to individuals who may seem trouble to the rest of the world, to individuals who may seem like they've been lost or forgotten about to the rest of the world. But our community is not lost and forgotten about. Our communities are filled with community members who've helped make this community still a community to this day. And we appreciate every single one of you all. I appreciate you, Reggie Jones. I appreciate the lesson that you gave me. I don't steal to this day because of Reggie. He probably don't remember. The first time I stole something, I stole $20 out of my mama's purse. And I went to Herbert Hoover and I was balling out. I was buying all the Starbursts. I had all the Skittles and I had all the Snickers. And Reggie had never seen me come in there with that amount of money. It was only $20, but I was balling. Give me all the candy. What you want? What? I want the chips. I want this. Reggie just sat on back, let me buy my little stuff, and called my mama. She popped through that door, took me home. I got a nice little butt whooping for it. But to that day, I don't touch women's purses. To this day, I'm uncomfortable. Even looking, I don't go in my mama's purse now. You get your own keys. I appreciate it. Let me bring you the purse. But it's things like that that teach us at a very, very young age the morals and the fabric of life and what it is to be, what it is to make mistakes, what it is to get those mistakes righted by those individuals who actually care about you. I looked at the situation when I was younger after getting that whooping. I was pretty pissed off at Reggie. I was a little mad about that. But of course, we all are mad when we get our butts whooped. But days after that, and I would go as far as to say a year after that, things started to make sense because you see other children doing that same thing. You see other individuals doing the same thing that you got in trouble for. and you see them doing the exact same thing that they did for you, which is stepping up and ensuring that those teachings are the same and they are balanced among all of the children that they speak with. So once again, I appreciate you all. Appreciate the love and the life that you pour into our communities. I appreciate everybody that has financed these things also. It's extremely important for that administrative piece. I didn't understand that. Even when I was sitting in the office next to Flint Fowler getting in trouble, didn't understand how important administration was. They could have kicked me out the club at any given time, regardless of who my father or family was. They didn't. They continued to nurture me, continued to guide me, continued to shelter me from myself. And I appreciate that. Thank you.
Picture? I felt like a junior Dr. Fowler in training. All right. Yep. Next is Sharita Davis. Ironically, an organization that was dedicated to serving boys when Sharita was a little girl had a tremendous impact on her development. There's a good chance that her time rooting for the Eagles football team as a cheerleader led to her lifelong commitment to health and fitness. There's also a direct correlation between the discipline and precise execution required to perform a cheer and the discipline and acumen needed to run a successful business. By all accounts, she excelled at cheerleading and is now excelling in helping others to pursue wellness. Sharita is so grateful for her Herbert Hoover experience that she recently chaired an alumni celebration and homecoming that also focused on the needs of area youth. In recognition of her pride in being a club kid, her commitment to keeping the club spirit alive, and her excellence in business, we are honored to induct Sharita Davis into the Boys and Girls Club of Greater St. Louis's Alumni Hall of Honor.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. All right, I need a little bit more energy. Good evening, everyone. Thank you. I am Sharita Davis, and I am actually very honored and very humble and very surprised to receive this recognition. I would like to thank Dr. Fowler and Reggie Jones. I got the phone call. I'm like, what I do? So I was really shocked to receive that call. Myself and 6 other individuals that grew up in my neighborhood, I lived directly across the street from Herbert Hoover Boys Club. And we got together this year, and I called everyone, and I was like, hey, y'all want to get together and do a collaborative 50th birthday party? Everybody turned 50 at different times of the year. I'm almost 50, but some people had their birthdays before. And we just got together, and then we decided that we wanted to do a community give back. And then we decided to do that community give back at Herbert Hoover Boys Club. And what we wanted to do was come in and have a career panel, and we got everybody from different professional backgrounds talk about their careers. We was gonna do a health and wellness segment, and we was gonna do a scholarship to a deserving youth, male and female. And the COVID put an interruption into that for this year. However, we still plan to do this event next year. So we're going to be looking for donors and just individuals to get more involved to make this event bigger so that we can show youth in the North City neighborhood that you too can be successful. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what you look like. You got the ability to shine and inspire. And it's my passion to really give back to youth and help them identify their skill sets. It is very important. I didn't know what my skill sets were as a young girl, sometimes even as an adult. But I think it's very vital for you to understand the skills and us as adults, mentors, to help them nurture and develop to become successful in whatever career choice they choose to have. So that is the reason why we decided to want to do this community give back celebration, and we're going to have it. So today, I am really wanting to accept this award for my mom, Dolores Jameson. She's here. She was the reason why Nedra Cunningham, can you please come up? Benita London, can you please come up really quick? I don't even know if I can do this. Mama, can you come to the stage? I just want Benita to just give a little bit of information to you guys or insight about the role that my mom played in her life.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Sharita. I'm Benita London. I am also an alumni cheerleader of Herbert Hoover Boys and Girls Club. I'm one of the ones that turned 50 this year, along with Cookie and Punky. Those are nicknames. Anyway, I thought it would be fair that I would speak on Miss Jameson because this is her daughter, so that's her mama. But she's my mama too. So that's called that extended village, that mother, you know, that person that until today I thought we was the first cheerleaders, but we wouldn't. But she made sure we were the outstanding cheerleaders. She went and signed up her and Dwanette's mom, Seal, so that we could cheer. She bought our uniforms, she bought our shoes, white polish, ribbons, whatever we needed. She did not one time complain to our parents, who probably was providing when they got ready or when they could or however, but she did it. She made it happen. She made it happen every week, every practice, you know, everything. So not only with her love and her dedication and her monies, we wouldn't be the women that we are today. And thank you, Mama Lewis.
So I know she's not gonna come up here and get this award because she's scared, frantic right now. She's in the corner, but Mama, won't you just stand up so everybody can see you? Because you really deserve this award, not me. So I just want to thank the boys club, and we was like the only little girls up there, wasn't no activities. I didn't even know that the boys club had all those activities. We was just the cheerleaders cheering for the boys. So I am really glad to hear. You want to say something? I'm sorry.
To Coach Lewis. Okay, I grew up on Greer. I stayed across the street from the boys club. All we had to do from Greer to Grand, across the street. But also, we learned a lot of things from you that matured us to be the women that we are today. The trips you took us on, the people that you had us around, the things that we experienced and explored with you, it was just amazing. And it still is right now. All of us was born in 71. We'll all be 50 this year. So I've been around her since Pampers. We started out in kindergarten together at Holy Name Catholic School. So we've all been around each other all our lives. But a second mother, her and my mother came up together. So it's a beautiful thing to give back because it's a lot of kids that need it. For sure on the north side, they do. Thank you all for recognizing.
So I'm going to accept this award from my mama, Dolores Jameson. Thank you so very much. Thank you.
So next is Gerald Fulton Jr. Give it up. Let's give it up. Let's give it up. So, you know, the great thing about being a member of the Boys and Girls Club is the variety of opportunities and experiences afforded to each kid. Gerald's resume of club activities will certainly make you wonder, how did he have time to do all of that? It was like his own Olympic Games: football, basketball, swimming, baseball, all while making time to perfect his rapping skills. Gerald's successes on the basketball court earned him a spot on UMSL's Triton squad, where he led the team in scoring. But for many of us, we know him for his music skills and acting talent. His stage name is Hitman Holla, and he is now a cast member on Nick Cannon's Wildin' Out. For his skills on and off the playing field and in recognition of his pursuits in the field of entertainment, the Boys and Girls Club of Greater St. Louis is delighted to induct Gerald Fulton Jr., AKA Hitman Holla, into the Alumni Hall of Honor. Accepting the award on his behalf are his lovely parents, Sue and Gerald Fulton Sr.
It's been some hard act to follow. I'm not the actor or the actress, so I'm gonna try to follow the lead. But one thing that I noticed that everybody is saying is that Herbert Hoover basically touched the walls of the kids in the inner city. And I would like to say that's not true. I started working at Herbert Hoover in 1994, and I brought my son along for the ride. He's been a member of the club since, as you know. I just wanted to say we aren't products of the city, and I thank Herbert Hoover for being open enough to touch the neighborhoods outside of the city. So it's very important that it's known that now it's a little different with all the satellites, so of course they are in all of the neighborhoods, but during our time, it was mainly kids from the city. But I am happy that my son had a chance to be a part of such a wonderful place to be.
Good evening, everyone. I'm used to people standing up when I got the mic, but we'll talk about that later. But no, first and foremost, I would like to say my son was he was very disappointed he couldn't make it. And like I told Reggie that they got a movie just came out last Friday. It's called She-Ball. It's in theaters. It's on demand. Get a chance, check it out. So they're promoting that around the country, and he's trying to finish his album. But what I would like to say, coming from Herbert Hoover, man, it really, really, really meant a lot to our family because we don't give enough credit to the coaches that are volunteering. Those guys are not getting paid, you know. And I'm a head coach at McClure High School in basketball. They pay me, so it's a little easier. But those guys are coming out night in and night out, and they're giving that love to kids that they, at the time, they don't know from Adam. And then they grow to love those kids, and it just works out. And Herbert Hoover's just been like a dream world for our family. Reggie is like the man of the hour with us, man. We love you, Reg. Thank you for everything. Mr. Fowler, class act. Keep doing what you do, man, because you guys gave my wife a chance to work, down in the organization. That meant a lot because we had a couple of other soldiers coming through, my second oldest son and my daughter, so we want to thank you guys a lot, and we really appreciate it, and keep doing what you guys are doing. Thank you. We can't be in.
Right.
I normally charge for pictures.
Thank you.
Next is Kayla Jackson Williams. Give it up. Next to her formal education in elementary, middle, and high school, the Herbert Hoover Club was the most influential institution during Kayla's childhood. She and her brother were fixtures, and she was a staff favorite. Her cheerful spirit and can I participate persona allowed her to engage in tons of activities like the annual Black History Month trips, Keystone Club, Gateway Classic football games, and programs like Smart Girls and Sister to Sister. So as you can imagine, she left quite a void when she graduated high school and went away to college. Of course, because of her openness to exploring new things and taking full advantage of the opportunities that come her way, we are not surprised by her personal and professional successes. In recognition of her zest for life and let me try that attitude, we take so much pride in inducting Kayla Jackson Williams into the Boys and Girls Club of Greater St. Louis's Alumni Hall of Honor.
Good evening, everyone. I have with me Mackenzie. She refused to sit with Christian, like I thought she would. Also, can I say that I definitely thought that everyone had given something for them to say or like they read a piece of our bios and that was just it. But to hear things that I didn't even think about that I participated in just lets me know like how valuable I was to the club and how much I meant to them and how much they meant to me. I started at the club, I know it says 6, but I was technically 5 and they let me like sneak in since my brother was already a member. But I was a member of the club when there was just the game room and the auditorium. I mean, when the big gym, as we called it, got built, and there was literally just like, they had to put the court on every time and take the court off. I was one of the kids who was there trying to crawl up under the bleachers and sneak and see what they were doing. And as much trouble as I got in at that time, they never gave up on me. It was so hard to follow everyone who came before me, and I know you just said that, and I was really upset because I was gonna say, ooh, they didn't say something, and then you said it. But it was about not only accepting city kids. I grew up in Ferguson. I lived in North Winds all my life. So literally right down the road from where we are right now. And one of the things that I learned from the club, and in particular Miss Deborah, who, if you were a club member, you know Miss Deborah. But what I learned was how to catch the bus. And Miss Deborah got me a bus pass because I wanted to be at the club way more than my mom could afford me the opportunity to be. And I learned, I don't know the bus numbers now, y'all. I'm not even gonna try to pretend. But I learned how to catch the bus from my house in North Winds, or my apartment in North Winds. I walked all the way up the street to West Florissant, stood at the bus stop, took the bus all the way down to Grand, got off, got my transfer. I remembered to get a transfer. I did not know that on my first time to catch the bus. Did not know about the transfer. And I got a transfer to take the bus down to the club, and that's just how important the club was to me at an early age. I know in my bio I spoke about a lot of things, and I know a lot of people have already mentioned Reggie, but I have to give a shout out to Reggie once again. Reggie, you know that I have nothing but love for you. Reggie took me on my first ever Black History trip, and I think 6 more after that. But to take 40 kids, Lord God, as a mother now of someone who wouldn't even sit 10 feet away while I came up here, the thought of being one of maybe 10 adults on a bus with 40 children traveling to Birmingham, Memphis, New York one year, what were you thinking? I like, seriously, in my bio, I honestly recognize Reggie because not only did you teach us about Black history, but you wanted us to immerse ourselves in Black history and know our culture, know who we are, know where we came from, and know why it is so important for us to say today that Black lives matter, Black girl magic, Black boy joy, and Black lives are here forever, and deal with it. And so I have to say thank you because you encouraged me at an early age to recognize how important that is. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So again, one of the things that they asked us to submit when we were told that we were going to be recognized were names of individuals who had an impact on us. And I think it just said name. And Laura, I am so sorry wherever you are because you were probably tired of me. I was like, there's not one person. Miss Liz, who's not here today, Indigo, baby. Indigo and I had some moments when I was growing up. I remember when Indigo started at the club and I was in my early teens, and now to be an adult and to be, Indigo, when is Sunday Fun Day? It's such an amazing feeling to like go from child to teen to young adult to adult and have these individuals in your life for so long who still love and care about you so much and who have seen your little human grow up and recognize them before they even recognize you. It's amazing. I don't even live in St. Louis anymore. And I know you spoke of it earlier. You said, well, if Flint calls, I'm coming. It doesn't even matter. And I told my job, I'm leaving at 3 today because I need to be in St. Louis by 5:30 for this event because it's that important to recognize those who have fed into your growth. Cirilla is here, and I just have to say, hi, I love you to Cirilla. And I point her out because I will never forget, I went through this phase where I wanted to be natural, and I just did not understand what it meant, how to maintain my hair, what to do. And Cirilla, being all things natural, took me under her wing. And even living in South St. Louis, when I was 21, we had lived in Florissant, and Cirilla drove from South St. Louis to Florissant just to pick me up, to take me out and hang out, because she knew I didn't have anyone as that mentor and friend figure. And I just love you, and I just can't say thank you enough. It's weird. I told Christian, because I'm just going to keep talking about people, that I don't know how the heck I'm going to talk for this long, but like getting up here, you just think about how much they fed into you, how much they cared about your growth, the scholarship dollars, the food when you honestly didn't know if you were going to eat at home, giving you an extra muffin at breakfast because they knew, despite you playing it up for your friends, that you really didn't have it. They were there for you. I now put cream cheese in my eggs because of Christian, who is a few years older than me and was one of the teens when I was 11, and I wanted to be like her, and now we're friends. You know, the club was just such an amazing place. Like, I literally can say way too much. When I walked in, I introduced Mac to Reggie, and I was like, this is Mr. Flint, or no, Dr. Flint. When I met Dr. Flint, we just called him Flint because he was just Flint. But now, what? So, I mean, it's just so cool. It's so amazing. Again, I put in my bio, or, you know, how is the club important to me? I will tell anybody, law school classmates, colleagues, judges, friends, anyone I meet, I am a Boys and Girls Club kid. I am a product of Herbert Hoover Boys and Girls Club. I would not be who I am without them putting their faith, their trust, their love, their commitment, their devotion, their tears into me. And I seriously, seriously, seriously cannot thank you all enough, because without you all, I would not be where I am, who I am, and committed to youth like I am. Because while I don't live in St. Louis, I do still give back to young boys and girls, and I love that you all instilled that in me at an early age. And so again, I thank you. Mackenzie may not be a Boys and Girls Club kid yet. She'll be 6 next year, don't worry. She's going to, you will be 6 next year. You're gonna be 5 this year, right? Okay. Mackenzie will definitely be a Boys and Girls Club kid, and while I don't live here, I am blessed to live in a city that does have a Boys and Girls Club, and so I look forward to the day that she can also integrate herself into that system and know exactly how special this family, this community, these relationships are. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you all. I cannot thank you enough. Thank you.
Oh, I feel you, Kayla. I really do. I really do.
Thank you. Oh, wait, she said she was mad. Come on, Matt. She was upset. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. You ready? Thank you.
So next is Paris Thompson. So what comes to mind when you hear the word Nike or see that all too familiar swoosh? It is the emblem of victory, and it symbolizes power, speed, motivation, and movement. Well, these are certainly attributes that we can readily assign to Paris. While an active member of Keystone Club, she learned all about leadership, teamwork, effective communication, and the value of serving others. This foundation serves her well in her role as an area coach at Nike, which requires her to plan, organize, and deliver results with and for her team. Her skill set, developing, teaching, and motivating others makes things better. And according to Paris, the staff and opportunities available at the club made her better and prepared her for the work she will fulfill today and well into the future. In recognition of her personal values, respect for others, and appreciation for diverse thought, the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater St. Louis is honored to induct Paris Thompson into the Alumni Hall of Honor.
So if you know me, my friends will tell you this too, my favorite saying is, I'll be brief, so I'll be brief. So I'll say two things. Miss Liz would be proud that I actually put on pants and then put on basketball shorts today. And Kristen will be too. I told you I would put on pants. I lost the earring on the way, but you know, that's my life. But two things. I've been very fortunate professionally to do a ton of things in my footwear career. Working on products, working in product and traveling, and a lot of those skill sets that I worked through, I developed them while being a part of the Boys and Girls Club. I'm forever grateful to be a part of the club. I didn't have a traditional experience like some of my, some of my peers. I came to the club when I was in high school through another organization, and I was accepted and loved and treated with respect. And just like what he said before, I don't know exactly what he said, but all of it's true. I'm grateful, and I'm grateful for all of it. So thank you all.
Y'all peep the kicks, though? So next is Reverend Steve Vasser. As a member of the Herbert Hoover Boys Club, Steve was known for his boxing skills. Fancy footwork, quick reflexes, and solid punching, along with an ability to avoid getting hit, are the tools of success for an athlete who enters the ring. And when it comes to these things, it has been said that there was none better than this honoree. However, the precepts and values he learned as a club member contributed to the successes outside of the ring, helping him avoid the punches of life that could limit his ability to realize his full potential. Now in his role as pastor of the Compton Hill Missionary Baptist Church, Reverend Vasser teaches his parishioners how to dodge punches, duck danger, outmaneuver the enemy, and overcome setbacks so that they will come out victorious. In recognition for his work in ministry, his message, and for his love for mankind, the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater St. Louis is grateful for the opportunity to induct Reverend Steve Vasser into its Alumni Hall of Honor.
I am so humbled and grateful, amen, to be among such a distinguished class of honorees and in front of all of you. This is a very, very humbling experience. But I just want to say what's on my heart. I am extremely proud to be here as well. I'm reminded of a story where two men were traveling to a large city. They got to the large city, they looked at all of the great monuments in that city. And while they were leaving, going back home, they went to a small city that wasn't even on the map. So they asked an old man that was sitting at a filling station, is there anything special about this city? And he said, it sure is. He said, what is it? He said, you can get to anywhere in the world from here. I have this brace. I wore this brace for the first 5 years of my life. And when you see a person in a brace, the first impression that you get inevitably is crippled. And from here, I got to the Herbert Hoover's Boys Club. The Herbert Hoover's Boys Club gave what young men at my time self-esteem. I was trained by a man by the name of Henry Armstrong. And, and he was the very first professional fighter to have 3 titles at the same time. And at the Herbert Hoover's Boys Club, the mentors that were in front of us, they weren't there to be influential or to be impressive. They had an impact. And in that, they poured into us something that we didn't have naturally, and that was a willingness to be excellent, not just competent, not just okay. We wanted to achieve. What was poured into us, boxing is a sport that you don't really want to be second string. If you're not very good at boxing, you're going to get beat up. But the essence is you win the fight outside of the ring. Because really, you're a champion for going into the ring. And the way they nurtured us, embraced us, enhanced us, enabled us, encouraged us, elevated us, that we knew that there was nothing in the world that we couldn't do because of the Boys Club. We went to the Boys Club every day. We were disappointed at that time on Sundays because the Boys Club was closed. I think you need to hear me. We were disappointed on Sundays because the Boys Club was closed. We did well in school so that we would have the privilege of going to the Boys Club. As I've heard a couple of times, it's called, the reference to the club. And when we were coming up, everything was the club. That brace that I wore was for my feet, and your feet are your foundation. And the Boys Club is our foundation. I don't care how tall the building is. The height means nothing if there's no sound foundation. Everyone that's come up here has talked about how vital the ones are here focus and develop their foundation. I think that one of the biggest disappointments that I have now is that our youngsters aren't focusing like they should on getting to the Boys Club. The Boys Club, everyone is like Cheers. Everybody knew your name. And it matters wherever you are that someone knows your name. There is nothing worse than being someplace where nobody knows your name, or being someplace where if you're not there, you're not missed. At the Boys Club, lives mattered. I think, to me, my boxing career seems like a lifetime ago, but right now, it feels like yesterday. I am humbled and taken aback by the fact that I have been remembered. That's a privilege to be remembered. There was a prince that was really adored and loved his wife. And those of us that are husbands know how vital it is to make sure that your wife knows that you love your wife. And when his wife passed away, he was brokenhearted. And so he wanted to build a monument over her casket on a burial site. And so he had enough money, and they started to build the monument. And they built a building that was getting taller and taller and taller, where everyone could see the building. And so the construction crew came and said, we're having a problem. We've run into a snag. And so what's the snag? He said, there's something that's blocking the derrick from being able to progress in the earth. And they say, well, whatever's blocking it, get rid of it. Say, well, we don't know what it is. It doesn't matter what it is. I want this building finished. Get rid of that box. So they destroyed the box. And he found out later that the box was his casket that his wife was in. What am I saying? We don't want to get so engrafted in the building that we forget the foundation. Oh, you all ain't hearing me. The Boys Club will always be the foundation. Every life that's been impacted here is because the Boys Club gave them a foundation. I look out, I see my family, my wife, Janita, and my daughter, Chaz. They are my foundations. I don't care what you do from this moment on. There is nothing more vital than the God that's above you, the people that's around you, and the foundation that's beneath you. I am so very humbled. I want to thank all of you so very much. The Boys Club is so vital to me that on the parking lot of the Boys Club is where I proposed to my wife. Because I always won at the Boys Club. God bless you. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Proposed to his wife. That's a good one. I didn't propose to mine, but I certainly met my wife through the Boys and Girls Club. So tonight's final honoree is Marcia Walls. Youth of the Year, Educator, and Current Club Professional. These are just a few of the designations that Marcia wears. As a club kid, she took advantage of the dental program, was a member of the Keystone Club, and experienced employment for the first time through the Junior Staff Career Development Program. She successfully competed for Youth of the Year her senior year in high school and went on to represent the Herbert Hoover Club at the state competition in Jefferson City. As a student at Southeast Missouri State University, she had the distinction of working in the office of the president, an opportunity that came about because of her affiliation with the club. Marcia credits club staff with helping her make the successful transition to adulthood and the world of work. The Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater St. Louis is proud to induct Marcia Walls into the Alumni Hall of Honor in recognition of her personal and professional achievements and for being a strong advocate for the mission.
Good evening, everyone. I have a few words. Give me just a second. The Alumni Hall of Fame. I like the sound of that, and it makes me like my name even more. I remember manifesting this moment into existence a few years back, and let me just say that this is an absolute honor to accept this award today. I spoke with Miss Indigo about that last week and reminded her that I spoke this into existence. In the words of the great Kobe Bryant, the most important thing
is to try and inspire people so that they can be great in whatever they want to do. I owe many of my successes to the club, so when I speak of the club, the one phrase comes to my mind, and that is, it truly takes a village to raise a child. In my case, a teenager. Like I heard Ms. Paris say earlier, I did not grow up in the club, but I did become a member in high school. Inspirational people pushed me to be great. Mr. Reggie Jones, Miss Indigo Sams, Dr. Flint Fowler, Dennis Morgan, hello, Liz Johnson, Mr. Jason Ackland. 10 years ago, believe it or not, I'm sure some of you all can believe it though, I was a member of the club and a rising senior at Gateway High School. I didn't know what life was gonna be like once I graduated, but I knew I had 10 months to figure it out. I remember that I didn't have a plan, but if it wasn't for the wonderful Miss Liz Johnson and Mr. Jason Ackland, I would not have been as prepared for college as I was. Let me brag about them for a second. I remember Miss Liz took nothing less than my best effort, holding me accountable for doing the legwork to get into college and being the 2012 Youth of the Year. She sought after my best efforts so much so that I knew I could not walk through those doors of that club and not have any answers to her accountability checks. And if you know Miss Liz Johnson, you know that wasn't gonna cut it. I remember Mr. Jason's college advice from his experience at our alma mater, Southeast Missouri State University, and even road tripping down to my move-in day, my very first move-in day. And he was showing me around the campus and showing me places that he visited. And that was the inspiration I needed. And that showed me right there, the club is backing me up 110%. That was the inspiration I needed to continue to push forward and be great. These are just two of the inspirational people and two different impacts on my life. But let me tell you, I gained so much from them. And I could really go on and on and on about the club. But I will go ahead and close with Kobe Bryant's quote once again. The most important thing to try, let me repeat that. The most important thing is to try and inspire people so that they can be great in whatever they want to do. And that is what the club stands for and has shown me. And I am thankful to be that person for the younger generation.
Let's give all of our honorees one more round of applause. And welcome Dr. Fowler back to the podium.
Can we have a round of applause for Dr. Graylin Johnson? Thank you. And thank you all for your patience. I really appreciate it, but I think it's so important that we take time to acknowledge those who have contributed to the success of the club, and also give you an opportunity to look into the lives of those who have been impacted by the work of the staff and the volunteers. So again, thank you for your patience. A couple of housekeeping notes. We ask that the Alumni Hall of Fame inductees stay around for some photos. And then Allie, if you're still here, we need to get your picture as well. And then Mr. Aubrey Betts, who, yeah, he's here. We're gonna have Aubrey come forward. Aubrey is being recognized for 10 years of service to the Boys and Girls Club. So when I first got to the organization, he was actually working as a contractor for us, teaching computer classes. We recognized his talent, thought his services were better utilized if he actually worked as a member of the club. So we brought him on board, and he's been there ever since, doing a number of things, not only helping with technology, but I think he's tightened a screw or put in a light bulb and things like that from time to time. He's just a wonderful person to work with, and we certainly appreciate him, and we thank you for your years of service. God bless you. And then we had two others that we were going to recognize, but neither is here. We do have a Cabinet of Life trustees. These are for former board members who have committed themselves to outstanding service to the club and want to stay connected even though they've completed their full-time service. That's Mr. Keith Luking and Ms. Barb Turkington. Neither can make it tonight, but we'll make sure that they get that they receive their awards. Can we have a round of applause for them, perhaps? Thank you.
Congratulations to the newest members of the Alumni Hall of Honor and to all this evening's award recipients. It has been a pleasure for me to be a part of the program. Thank you all for being here and stay safe out there. Good night.